still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
What's cracking, slacking, cool cast? This is me, G Money. Hope everyone's doing fine, doing safe, and doing soundly. Hope everyone's enjoying their weekday. Hope everyone's enjoying Wednesday. Hump day, hump day. Hope everyone is safe and doing soundly and great. Hey, with that, let's start with the awesome All-Star game that's coming up this Sunday. So first on the so if you look at this, Joel Embiid is now moved into the starter's role in the Eastern Conference, especially when Kevin Durant got swapped to the West to the Valley of the Sun. Then you have John Morant moving into the starters for the Western Conference when Chef Curry is going to be out of his kitchen due to a leg injury he started against Dallas on an ABC Saturday primetime game. Then you have Larry Markkinen replacing Zion Williamson, leading the surprising Utah Jazz into the postseason. So that's what we're going to start things with. The All-Star reserves and etc. So that's the new starters though. The reserves is that now De'Aaron Fox is now a new reserve. Congratulations to De'Aaron Fox. He's had an exceptional season, averaging 25 points per game on a scorching on 51% shooting, 33% from downtown, and one of the clutch time players in the NBA, leading the surprising 3-2 win Sacramento Kings to a top 3 seed in the Western Conference. So happy for De'Aaron Fox and Ant-Man Anthony Edwards. Happy for him. He's been phenomenal this season too, leading Minnesota from the grave into the top 8. And Spicy P, Pascal Siakam, is now reserved for the Eastern Conference, though, leading the Toronto Raptors, who are on fire as of late. They've been winning 5 out of the last 6 games, though. They're number 9 in the Eastern Conference, and they're right under the Knicks and Hawks Schnazola to get to the top, to get to the number 7. So happy for Spicy P, De'Aaron Fox, Ant-Man for being the new reserves in that. And if we go next after that, let's get to the skills challenge, though. If you look at the skills challenge, you have the Antetokounmpos, Alex Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Thanasis, his bro, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, participate in the skills challenge. For the Utah Jazz, you got Jordan Clarkson, rookie Walker Kessler, and the underrated Colin Sexton for the surprising Utah Jazz, who are currently in the number 10 seed in the Western Conference. And for the rooks in the hood, you have Pialo Boncaro, the Magic Phenom. You have Jaden Ivey, who slicker than a snake for the Detroit Pistons. And you have Jabari Smith for the Houston Rockets, though, in the Rooks Challenge, in the Rooks and the Skills Challenge. So, again, the Antetokounmpos. Alex Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Thanasis Antetokounmpo. And then for the Jazz and the Skills Challenge, you got Jordan Clarkson, Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton for the Jazz. And then for the Rooks in the hood, you have Pialo Boncaro, Jaden Ivey, and Jabari Smith. So let's go to the splash contest, the three-point contest. You have Tyrese Halliburton for the Pacers, Tyler Hero, the superhero from the Heat, Buddy Hield for the Pacers, Kevin Huerter from the Surprising Kings, Dame Dollar, Dame Time, Damian Lillard from the Blazers, Larry Marketing for the Surprising Jazz, and for Dame Dollar's buddy-in-law, Anthony Simons from the Blazers, and Jason Tatum for the Boston Celtics, though. So the three-point contest contestants are Tyrese Halliburton, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, Kevin Huerter, Dame Dollar, Damian Lillard, Larry Markkinen, Anthony Simons, and JT, the head leprechaun in the house, Jason Tatum. Let's go with the Monster Mash Bash, aka the Slam Dunk Contest. You have KJ Martin, the high flyer for the Houston Rockets, Mac McClung for the Philadelphia 76ers, Trey Murphy, who can sky like an eagle, or sky like a pelican, I should say, for the New Orleans Pelicans. And then you have Jericho Sims looking to crush the rims for the New York Knicks. So for the Slam Dunk contestants, you have KJ Martin, Mac McClung, Trey Murphy, and Jericho Sims for the Slam Dunk. And if we keep going, so that's the thing there with the All-Stars. So let's try to get to the surprise teams in the league. And how about them Kings, man? Man, Sacramento continues to raise the eyebrows of every doubter. Sacramento this season, if you look at Sacramento, they're number one in scoring, 18-13 in the clutch. The Kings are number 3 in the Western Conference. They have 32 wins, 25 losses. They came up with a tough loss to the Suns, but if you look at this, guys, Sacramento won 30 games last year. They already have surged past that this season, and we're not even into All-Star break yet. Mike Brown deserves to be in the running of Coach of the Year. I mean, think about this. Getting new players like Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, new players like that. Keegan Murray, who's had a phenomenal rookie season. If you look at Keegan Murray this year, Keegan Murray is shooting 42% from the great beyond, though, and one of the leaders on that team in block shots, though. I mean, even look at this. Domantas Sabonis, who's been absolutely exceptional this season. I mean, averaging 19 points per game, leads the NBA in boards and 12 rebounds, 7 dishes per game, he's shooting a red hot, an efficient 35% from downtown. If you even look at Kevin Huerter, he's shooting a scorching hot 39% from the great beyond, 48% from the field, underrated ball handler, can finish at the rim, and averaging 15 points per game. I mean, this Kings team is very tough. Harrison Barnes averaging 15 points per game on a sizzling hot 37% from Curryland, 47% from the field. So the Sacramento Kings deserve a lot of respect, though, from going from the joke that they've been for 16 years into the resurgence they've been this year. I mean, they've won some tough games this year. They beat Denver. They beat Memphis twice this year. I mean, they beat the Clippers they beat the Clippers in Staples Center. I mean, they beat the Warriors at Sacktown. I mean, they've had some very, very, very tough wins this year, though. I mean, they almost beat Philly. I mean, they're a fun-loving team. They beat Brooklyn on a TNT game. I mean, the Kings are a very fun-loving team, though. Where's Kev? Kev is in the back right now. This is my first time trying to get things in order, but Kev is right there, though. Kev is in the back right now. Salute everyone in the chat. Salute everybody in the chat. Salute Steve. Salute everyone in the chat, though. So let's just get this NBA meal started. So the Sacramento Kings continue to raise the eyebrows. They're number 1 in scoring. I mean, they're one of the league leaders in shooting overall. I mean, if you look at Sacramento, man, that team is so fun to watch. They move the ball, they get in the transition. I mean, they love to do give and goes, lobs, Sacramento's number 3 in overall shooting, though. So that Kings team is tough, man. My bold prediction, I think the Kings are going to make the playoffs for the first time since 2006 when they lost to the Spurs in 6. So I think since 2006, Sacramento's going to be in the postseason. And Mike Brown, to me, is the coach of the year, leading a team that was in the grave and then rising them from the dead into a top 3 in the West over teams like the Warriors, the Suns, the Clippers, T-Wolves, Pelicans, Mavs. That's phenomenal. Only 2.5 behind the Grizzlies. Mike Brown should be coach of the year. And speaking of another team that I don't think people are giving enough respect, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, look at this. Oklahoma City won 24 games last year, and this year they're 27 and 29. If you look at OKC right now, OKC has been a thunderous season for SGA. SGA is averaging 31 points per game, 6 helpers per game, 6 dishes per game on a efficient 51% from the field, 35% from downtown, and an awesome 91% at the freebie stripe. SGA part of the reserves for the for the Thunder too. He has just been just amazing. His Thundercat Josh Giddey isn't too shabby, averaging 16 points per game, 8 boards, 6 helpers per game on 49% shooting, 32% from 3, not great, but he'll get there, and 79% at the line. But another guy who's been phenomenal, Isaiah Joe, top 5 in 3-point shooting, 45% from downtown, 47% overall from the field. You have Jalen Williams, a.k.a. J-Dub, shooting 51% from the field, 32% from 3, can score in the block, can fly like an eagle, can shoot the 3 ball. You have Lou Dort, who's been hobbled all year, playing hard-nosed defense, shooting 36% from downtown. You also have Kendrick Williams, who's shooting a scorching at 39% from 3, 52% from the field. I mean, he's been phenomenal, though. I mean, OKC is going to be a tough out for many teams. They're trying to make the playoffs for the first time since the bubble 2020 and trying to make the playoffs in a regular environment for the first time since 2019, though. And OKC right now is only a half game behind Utah for 10. In fact, only 1 game back of Golden State for 9, and they're only 2.5 back of Dallas for 6. OKC's 12th right now, but they've had a surprise season, though. And Mark Donnan has done a good job with this team, though. If you look at OKC, they're top. If you look at Oklahoma City, the Thunder are number 5 in scoring, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, they're not a good rebounding team because they're kind of small, but they play hard. They get a lot of deflections and steals. I mean, OKC is a tough team that we should keep a tennis up on. I mean, they've had some good wins, and they've overcame double-digit deficits more than 10 times this season. They ironically beat the Lakers when King James broke the scoring record. They've had some good wins, though, this season, though. I mean, if you look at Oklahoma City, they've had some good wins this year, though. I mean, they beat Memphis. I mean, they beat Denver on the road. Salute. What's shaking and baking, everyone, though? What's shaking and baking, Dark Knight? What's cracking, slacking, Cool Cat? They've had some very, very good wins, though. They almost beat New Orleans, though. I mean, the Thunder are a team that I think people should try to keep their antennas on. I mean, they beat the Clippers twice. They beat Dallas on the road, being down 16 with 4 minutes to go. I mean, they beat New York in New York. They beat Toronto. I mean, they're a pretty good team. Beat Atlanta on the road. I mean, they're a pretty good team. They wallop Boston without SGA dropping $150 on them. They're a good team, man. They beat Cleveland at home. I mean, they're a good team out there, and if they stay healthy, they have a legit chance to make the playoffs, though. So that's the thing there with the Kings and Thunder. And who knows? We could have a first-round matchup potentially between Sacramento and OKC, which would be the first time they'll meet each other in the postseason. And speaking of a team out there that continues to surge, the New York Knickerbockers. The New York Knicks continue to fly up in the standings, though. I mean, look at this. The Knicks are only a half game behind Miami for 6. They're a game and a half behind Brooklyn for 5th. And New York has won 2 in a row. And they're 32 and 27. And if they win tonight, beat the Hawks tonight, the Knicks will match their season high as far as being 6 games above 500, though. And they're trying to get back to the postseason after missing out on the playoff party last year, though. Tom Thibodeau should be in the running of Coach of the Year. I mean, Julius Randle has been absolutely exceptional. Jalen Brunson has been balling, having 15 30-point games this year, 3 40-point games this year. I mean, one of the clutch leaders on the team. Jalen Brunson should be an all-star, but it is what it is. RJ Barrett, I know he's been inconsistent here and there, but he's showing signs of improvement here and there. Emmanuel Quigley working on his post fadeaway, finishing at the rim. His mid-range shooter's been on point. Even Quinn Grimes. I know Grimes is a little bit of a slump right now, but he's a hard-nosed defender, though. Can dish the rock. Even Isaiah Hartenstein, tough as nails, can dish the ball, can finish right at the rim, can stroke it from three. And another key piece to the puzzle, Josh Hart has captured my heart this year. Had 27 points against Brooklyn, hard-nosed defender, can post up, sometimes can finish at the rim, good ball handler, can stroke from three, though. Josh Hart was big against Utah, hitting 2 big threes in the fourth quarter, got 4 big steals. He's been phenomenal, though. What's going on, Brandon Shoston? I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm doing fine, doing great, doing soundly. And the Knicks, if you look in New York this season, into why the Knicks have continued to surprise the league this year, if you look in New York right now is almost top 15 in scoring. Their defense started off slow, but they're starting to improve on defense. They're 12th in the defensive leaders. They started off in the bottom, but they're starting to improve their defense, especially closing out on shooters. And what I love about the Knicks this year, New York is 17 and 15 in the clutch this year when they were bad in the clutch last year. Am I into the MLB? I started getting to baseball too. I started watching baseball here and there though. But I'm more of a basketball guy. But I do get into baseball here and there. So New York to me has improved though. They're one of the they improved in their rebounding. They're one of the most clutch teams in the NBA. They're 17-15 in the clutch. Jalen Brunson's been phenomenal. Julius Randle's averaging a 25-point double-double, showing more IQ, posting up in the block, hitting the three ball. Emmanuel Quigley's been great. Josh Hart, I love the Josh Hart move. Tom Thibodeau, I love that he's making the proper rotations now, and that's been great. I mean, they just came off an awesome win versus the Brooklyn Nets, beating them for the first time since 2020. This team is improving, and they're going to be very, very dangerous. The New York Knicks are playing tonight in Atlanta against the Hawks for the fourth and final meeting this season. So New York, to me, is a dangerous team that nobody wants to play in the playoffs, assuming the Knicks get there for the first time since the Bing Bong 4-seed year in 2021. But a team out there that continues to flounder, the Golden State Warriors, man. I mean, the defending champions went from surging up, winning the championship, surging up in the league, into being down the dumps. The Warriors are 29-29 this season. Golden State is 29-29 this season, which they're 9th in the Western Conference. If the season ended right now, they'll be in the playing game with the Utah Jazz. And you want to hear this cuckoo craziness? The Warriors are 22-7 at home, but a ghastly 7-22 on the road. That is horrible. 22-7 in Chase Center, but 7-22 on the road. And look at some of their road losses this year. They lost to Detroit, Orlando, Charlotte. I mean, they lost to Minnesota, being up by 14 in the fourth quarter. I mean, they lost to Boston in overtime because they allowed Jaylen Brown to nail a three to send the game to overtime. I mean, they just lost to the Clippers last night. I mean, giving up 134 points. The Warriors have just been a disaster on the road. And even though they're 22-7 at home, if you actually watch their games, they've been going down to the wire at home. To Washington, to New York. I mean, they've been going down to the wire. They lost to Detroit at the buzzer. They got smacked by Orlando. They almost lost. They went down to the wire with Charlotte. I mean, Chicago gave them a battle. Atlanta took them to double overtime when Kevon Looney had the offensive tip to win the game. I'm sorry, man. The Warriors have just been disastrous this year. I mean, their defense has been horrible. I mean, I know they're one of the top leaders in assists, but if you actually watch the Warriors this year, they're not sharing the ball as much compared to years past. They're not doing enough give and go, screen roll, pick and pop. They're not doing a whole lot of that. It's just been more iso ball. I know they're number 2 in scoring, but here's the problem I have with the Golden State Warriors into why they're struggling. They're 14 and 16 in the clutch, but you see that they're not sharing the ball. They're not cutting into the rim. They're more turnover prone. And that's the issue why the Warriors just continue to flounder. And if they don't get their head out of their butt right now, they could miss the playoffs. The last defending champion to miss the playoffs was the 99 Bulls. Because the Bulls won the title in 98, 99, 99. They missed the playoffs after that. So let me read the comments a little bit. The guys won during the Rockets game. Yeah, we beat the Rockets. So New York, they beat Houston on New Year's Eve. Yeah, they blew out Houston. So yeah, they blew out Houston in Houston on New Year's Eve though, 2022. So yeah. So back to the defending champion Golden State Warriors. They just been the Golden State Warriors because they just been ghastly on the road. They don't ball pressure enough. Klay Thompson's been inconsistent for me. Excuse me. Jordan Poole's been up and down for me. Andrew Wiggins has missed a whole bunch of games this year. Steph Curry's missed 20 games this year, especially with that shoulder injury he had against the Pacers in December, and now the leg injury he had against the Mavs on ABC, and he's out indefinitely. So we don't know when he's coming back. So Golden State needs to get their head out of their butt. I mean, their defense has been terrible. They don't close out on shooters. Their rebounding is atrocious, though. The Warriors just continue to struggle, and if they don't turn things around, they could miss the playoffs for the first time since 2021, and that would be disastrous. And if they were to miss the playoffs this year, it would be the third time in 4 years that Golden State would not be a part of the playoff party. And that's the issue right there, though. If I had to make my second half and playoff predictions, here's my second half predictions in the end of the season. My top 8 in the Eastern Conference, I think Boston gets the 1 seed. I think Milwaukee gets the 2 seed. I think Philly stays at 3. I think Cleveland stays at 4. I think Miami leapfrogs Brooklyn to get the 5. I think Brooklyn gets the 6. I think Atlanta beats New York in the play-in to get the 7 seed. And then the 8 seed. And then the 9-10 game, I think Toronto would beat Washington in the 9-10 game. And I'm going to shock people. I have a feeling Toronto could beat New York, and Toronto might beat New York in the play-in. I think Toronto gets the 8 seed. Because here's why I say that. The Raptors have rim protection. The Raptors have length and size that can bother Jalen Brunson. Spicy P can slow down Julius Randle on the block. I know Josh Hart can hit big shots, but he can also miss a lot of big shots. OG Anunoby can hit big shots too, and he's a very good versatile defender. Same thing with Gary Trent. And Fred VanVleet's an underrated ball handler that can finish at the rim and can show up from 3. So if I had to make a guess, I think Toronto wins the play-in game, and I think they get the 8. So my playoff predictions are Boston at 1, Milwaukee at 2, Philly at 3, Cleveland at 4, Miami at 5, Brooklyn drops to 6, Atlanta gets 7, and I think Toronto gets the 8 seed in the East. Let's go to the Western Conference, though. I think Denver gets the 1 seed. I think Memphis gets the 2. I think Phoenix gets the 3. I think the LA Clippers get the 4. I think Dallas gets the 5. I think Sacramento gets the 6. I think New Orleans gets the 7 seed. And the number 8 seed, I think either Golden State or, I'm going to shock people, OKC gets into the 8 seed. I'm not exactly sure yet who gets in, but I think it will be either Golden State if Curry were to come back, Wiggins, everyone gets healthy and starts clicking, or OKC, who's a very tough home team. There's 16 and 12 at home. So I think Golden State or OKC is going to be in the postseason, though, for the 8th seed. I don't think the Lakers get in. I know the Lakers get D'Lo, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt to give some depth. My issue with the Lakers, and again, Mo Bamba too, my issue with the Lakers, man, they don't ball pressure enough. I don't trust their 3-point shooting consistently. And Darvin Ham's a good coach, but his rotations have been very questionable this year, scratching my head and my noggin. I don't know, man. I just don't see the Lakers making the playoffs this year, man. The Jazz, I think Utah's going to fall off. Portland, the Blazers have talent with Simons, Shaedon Sharp, Dame Dollar, Eubanks, Winslow, Nurkic. I just don't trust their depth, though. And I don't trust their defense, though. So I just don't see it, though. So for me, And for me, and Minnesota's a tough team to them. Could make the playoffs, and they have depth off the bench. But I just think teams can kill Gobert in the pick and roll. And I don't know how long Cavs could be out though, because he's been out for more than a month because he hurt his calf against the Wizards though. So that's my issue there. So my top 8 are in the West now are Denver, Memphis, Phoenix, LA Clippers, Dallas, Sacramento, New Orleans, and either Golden State or OKC to get into the postseason, though. So that should be fun there. I mean, you guys should enjoy the All-Star game. It's going to be great. It's going to be off the hook. I'm happy Julius Randle got in. I'm happy De'Aaron Fox got in as a reserve. Happy Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards can howl his way into a reserve. I'm happy, Spicy P is now reserve himself. It's just phenomenal, though. Joel Embiid is a starter who's been phenomenal, one of the leaders in scoring, one of the best rebounders, shot blocks in the game, leading Philly to a top 3 seed despite injuries with James Harden, etc. He's been phenomenal. Kevin Durant now Phoenix Sun. He won't play until after All-Star break. Kyrie Irving's now played 4 games with the Mavericks, though he's been pretty good. But the last 2 games, I felt he hasn't been impactful the last 2 games, though, because they lost recently to Sacramento in overtime and lost to Minnesota by 3 after they beat the Clippers in his first game as a Maverick and beat the Kings the first time, I should say. So now they're 2-2 in the Kyrie experiment, though. It's going to take the Mavericks some time to deal with Kyrie Irving because, remember, Luka needs the ball to be effective, so does Kyrie Irving. So those are things we have to think about. And the Mavericks, they have talent, but they need a center, though. That's my issue. The Phoenix Suns, they have a whole lot of talent, but they don't have a bench, though. I mean, getting Terrence Ross is good, but I think they need a defensive wing, though. Losing Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson and Jay Crowder's going to be big, though. And that's going to be tough. And remember, Durant just has an MCL sprain. He suffered against the Miami Heat in January 8th, his last game as a net. So we got to see how that turns out. But fully healthy, I think Phoenix should at least get to the Western Conference Final. For Dallas, either first or second round exit around that. So that's my guess there. So with that, everybody, it was nice chatting with you guys. Hope everyone's doing safe, doing sound. It's been amazing. I'm glad to be back on YouTube, though. Subscribe to BX Sports Jedi Network. He's amazing. Subscribe to this channel, though. He brings the ins and outs of sports, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are humble. You guys are safe, healthy from the pandemic. Stay strong, stay healthy, and, enjoy the All-Star game, though. I'm happy the All-Star game is going to be back come Sunday in Utah. The All-Star game's in Utah, in Salt Lake City. It's going to be great, man. And with that, stay safe, stay healthy. Deuces, everybody.